Okay, comic 15. Let's see if I can actually have a look at it here. So, struck out. I used a heavily overused baseball euphemism. Struck out with someone. Yeah. And then I went rock into French. Au contraire, we're inseparable soulmates. Julie, honey, come give me a big wet kiss. Commas? I think I'm overusing commas over here. So, struck out with Julie, huh? Yeah, I guess those are okay. Au contraire, yeah, that one's alright. So first panel, good. Second panel, Julie, honey, come give me a big wet kiss. It's 3 in that one sentence. That's terrible. Julie, honey? Comma after the honey is correct. Give me a big comma wet kiss. A big wet. Maybe. Go to hell, freak. That might be the strongest language yet. That's just sort of. I mean, is it tone? What's bad language in a web series when coming? Is it cute how we pretend to hate each other? I don't know how I ever doubted you. That's kind of a lame joke. I don't know how I ever doubted you. This reminds me of Garfield #1 in its just kind of its attempt at, oh yeah, mild sarcasm. I used to love Garfield when I was a kid, but now, just now that I'm older, I find them very formulaic and very just not funny. The humor, I hate to say it, but the humor is kind of basic. Not to say that I'm, a master of humor or anything like that, but it's just the joke is a bit predictable. So in this one, I mean, even though you don't know he's going to say, it's going to be something kind of like that. Isn't it cute how we pretend to hate each other? I mean, yeah, you obviously know he's going to say something like, no, yeah. The obvious joke there is, yes, you obviously do love each other. Hardy har har. It's pretty easy to point out, or it's quite obvious that that's wrong. But I'm going to agree with you anyway because me pacifying your delusions is funny. Except it's not. I could go on and on about that, but I'm not making any sense, so I won't. And I can also go on about the fact that Jeff's side profile is awful again, but I won't. Their shoulders line up, except when Jeff is side on, at which case he has a much shorter neck than Kenny does. So suddenly his stretched neck isn't so bad when it's to the side. So I have a much better concept of ratios and spatial relations when they're in side profile. Too bad I didn't use side profile more, but maybe I would have learned. Why is Kenny's face turned so far in the third one? Nothing is going on here. It's not that I'm totally disillusioned with this entire project. It's just that sometimes there's just not much to talk about. This is why on the South Park DVDs, you get mini commentaries, because over a 30-minute episode, can you talk for 30 minutes? Well, yes. Is it useful? Not always, which is why I've sometimes listened to an entire commentary over a DVD, over a movie or a show. But I really appreciated the short commentaries because I thought, oh, yeah, that's everything you needed to know. I think at the most they were like 9 minutes over a 30-minute episode. But for a movie, you can get the extended Lord of the Rings commentaries and listen to those and, oh, they hurt. And I think what they did is they took 4 or 5 commentaries and just spliced them all together to include interesting bits. And even then, they're not always all that interesting. I think the worst one I've ever listened to was, I haven't heard the whole thing because I think I fell asleep, was my favorite movie, Hudson Hawk. The DVD commentary is just the director. And like what I'm doing here, he's doing it something like 15 years after he made the movie, so most of it's him sort of saying, yeah, I kind of remember this, and it's just not easy to listen to. But anyway, enough of me complaining about different things. I think the faces are coming along well. Jeff's little Nike checkmark smile, I don't think I ever got that consistent in one comic, and I did this for a while. I did a lot of comics, and I still didn't feel quite comfortable with it. I felt more comfortable with arms, shoulders, heads, hair, ears, nose, the usual thing, but mouths, no, just didn't get very good at. Hands, I have never been able to draw hands. So there you go. Me doing this for a number of years, actually, still didn't make me any better of an artist. I'm still terrible. Oh well. I think that's all I can ramble on this one. So tomorrow, number 16.